Get out of my control room, you senile piece of trash!
Brandon slammed the termination letter on the console so hard the coffee cups jumped.
3 times this week you interrupted my show for imaginary clouds. 3 times.
You smell like a barn, your flannel looks like roadkill, and nobody in this century needs some fossil sniffing the wind. There's an app for that, Walter. An app. Margaret lifted her phone, giggling as she recorded. The podcast guest smirked. 2 young producers stared at their screens, pretending not to exist. Brandon leaned in close.
You are a washed-up button pusher who thinks he matters. You don't. Pack your junk and be gone in 15 minutes, or I'll have security drag you out.
I didn't answer. I looked at my radar screen one last time. A hook echo was curling over the wheat fields west of Cedar Hollow. EF3 class, maybe stronger, 22 minutes to impact. My name is Walter Brennan, 62 years old. Flannel shirt my wife Ruth sewed for me before she passed in 2018. Boots that walked me through the twisters of '99 and 2003. To Brandon, I was a janitor with a microphone. To this town, I was the voice that had cut through every storm for 34 years. What Brandon didn't know, what Silverline Media forgot to read in the fine print, was that my name still sat on the FCC license. The personal, non-transferable one I signed in 1991 when I mortgaged my house to buy the first transmitter. They bought the operation. They never bought the signal. I packed my notebook slow. Every producer in that room had heard me warn their parents through blizzards and tornadoes. Not one of them lifted their head. Then Evelyn stepped into the hallway. Cheap sweater, shaking hands. She lost her uncle to the '99 twister. She pressed a backup earpiece into my palm.
Mr. Brennan, the Weather Service just issued a tornado emergency. My mother lives west of the highway. I believe you. If you need a microphone, I will open one.
Brandon came charging out screaming she was fired too. Evelyn didn't even flinch.
Then fire me.
I reached into my flannel pocket and pulled out a yellowed envelope. I had carried it for 3 months, waiting to see what kind of man Brandon really was. I wrote 3 lines inside, sealed it, and placed it in Evelyn's hands.
Take this to Harold in legal. Give it to no one else.
Then I walked out to my old Ford. The western sky had turned black as coal. The wind smelled like copper and wet cedar. 4,000 people were about to need a warning that the company radio would never send. Inside that envelope was a single sentence that would erase Brandon from broadcasting forever, save Evelyn's mother, and shut down every Silverline tower in Oklahoma within the hour. Do you want to know what those 3 lines said? Comment part 2 and I will tell you exactly what Walter wrote and what happened when the sirens finally screamed.